everybody. What do high-frequency trading companies have in common with used car dealers? Well, the answer is that they both charge a bid-ask spread per transaction as a fee for providing market liquidity. I've recently noticed a lot of confusion when it comes to stocks and this topic, so in today's video, I'm going to clear it up. People seem to think a stock has a single price at a given point in time. So, for example, someone might ask you, how much does one share of Apple cost today? In reality, at a given point in time, a stock actually has two prices. One is called the bid, and one is called the ask. To make this clear, let's step away from stocks for a moment. Instead, let's think of something else that's bought and sold. Okay, so let's talk about Mercedes C300 as a commodity that's bought and sold. Okay, so imagine imagine a Mercedes C300. There's two possible scenarios. Scenario one is that you already have it and it's sitting outside in your driveway and you want to sell it. That's scenario one. Scenario two is that you want to buy one. So you don't have one currently and you want to buy one so you could drive it around. Okay, so in scenario one, you take pictures of the car and send the pictures to companies like Carvana, CarMax, Car Gurus. Maybe you post on Facebook Marketplace. Um, for now, let's focus on just posting it on Carvana, CarMax, and Car Gurus in scenario one. In scenario two, there's four dealers in your area and they have C300. Let's call all C300s identical, Mercedes. And the dealers in your area have them posted up online and you can look at the prices that they post them for. Okay. So in this scenario, the bid prices are the offers you get back from Carvana, CarMax, and CarGurus. Those are called bids. B-I-D, bid. It's a very important word. And then in scenario two, the prices that you see posted up for the C300s are called asks. Okay. This is very important. Bid and ask are very important terms. Okay, so let's represent the data in a table, okay? And let's call this table an order book. All right, well, here it is. It's called an order book. And keep in mind, the word order book is a highly technical term. So when you hear order book, it means something very specific. It's not just a word I made up. It has a specific meaning in finance. Okay, so let's look at here at this order book. On the left side, you see scenario one when you're trying to sell your car to Carvana, CarMax, and Car Gurus. Well, you can see they each offered you a price. They're roughly similar prices, but they differ. And on the right side, you can see scenario two, where you want to buy a car, and you can see the various dealerships and the prices at which they offer those cars for sale, the C300s. Okay, so notice how I sorted both columns. All right. So in a market with perfect information, only the highest bid and the lowest ask are relevant. Okay, let me say that again. In a market with perfect information, only the highest bid is relevant. Let's focus on the bid first. Why is only the highest bid relevant? So Carvana is offering 24,000. Why is that the only relevant thing? Because it's irrelevant what CarMax and CarGurus offer because they're offering less. So there's no way I'm going to go sell the car to CarMax or CarGurus if Carvana is offering more. So only the highest bid is relevant. Likewise, when I'm going to buy a car, only the lowest ask is relevant. Why would I care if someone's asking $1 million for their C300? I don't care. I only care about the lowest ask, the cheapest price. Okay. So let me ask you a question. In my area, what's the bid-ask spread? Think about it for a second. What's the bid-ask spread? Well, the bid-ask spread is just the difference between the lowest ask and the highest bid. So in this case, it would be 29,000 minus 24,000, which is $5,000. So why is this $5,000 figure important? It's because that's the amount a dealership can expect to make each time they buy and sell a car, because they buy the car for 24,000 and they sell it for 29,000. So they can expect to make $5,000 each time they buy and sell the car. That's called the bid-ask spread. Okay. So I have another question here. Is it possible for the highest bid to be lower than the lowest? So the highest bid, this Carvana offer, would Carvana ever offer me $60,000 for my car, for example? Think about it. No. Why would they ever offer me 60,000? Why would they ever offer me more than the lowest ask? They would never offer me more than the lowest ask because they wouldn't make any money. Because then when they go to sell it, they have to compete with the lowest ask. Assuming the market's perfect, of course. They could be tricking people, but that's an imperfect market. Okay. So now let's move on to a different topic. It's highly related. These are all, by the way, in this chart, these are all limit orders. Okay, so let's talk about market orders and limit orders. So what's the difference between a market order and a limit order? A market order is basically like, I need a car right now. Just give me whatever car is the cheapest. Like whatever C300 is the cheapest, give me that one. A limit order is, okay, I'm only willing to pay 20,000. So when one becomes available for 20,000, I'll take it. But if none are available for 20,000, I'll wait. My order is just pending until someone um has a car for 20,000. The order is just going to sit there. The limit order just sits there. Okay. Some people say you should never buy using market orders. You should only ever use limit orders, but that's just an opinion. Okay, so let's move on. How does this relate to stocks? Let's go ahead and move on to stocks. Well, turns out stocks have an order book, just like we were looking at the order book for the car. Stocks also have an order book with bids and asks. Okay, so here's a fictional stock I made up. It's called Apple, and here's the price. Um, so you can see here the highest bidder is $190. So that's the price someone's willing to buy a share for. So like if I have a share of Apple and I want to sell it, I can only ever get at most $190 right now for it. Why? Because that's the highest bidder. And he has a limit order sitting in the order book waiting for someone to transact. Okay. Similarly, the lowest ask is 190.55. Okay, so if you see the lowest ask is 190.55. So if I want to buy a stock, I'm going to buy it at 190.55. I'm never going to go to someone more expensive. I'm going to go to the cheapest ask, the lowest ask when I want to buy a stock. So let's look at an example. Imagine I want to sell 1,000 shares of Apple. Okay, how can I get the most money for 1,000 shares of Apple? Well, first I'll sell 750 to the highest bidder to 190.0. And then I'll sell another 250 at 189.99. So I've sold now 1,000 shares of Apple for 750, 190 for the highest price possible. Basically, I'm selling to the highest bidders. Okay, so now let's say I want to buy 1,000 shares of Apple. So I go to the lowest ask, which is 190.55 and 190.56 and 190.57. So basically, I just execute the trades at the best price possible. Okay, it's pretty obvious. Okay, so how can a market maker look at this game that's being played and make money? Okay, so you see the game right here. How would you get into this game to make money? Well, obviously, you can just look at the bid. The highest bid is 190.0. So just put your own limit order in as a bid for as many shares as you want to purchase at a price of $190.01. Okay. So next time someone goes to sell, he's going to be selling to you because you're the highest bidder at $190.01. Okay. And then you also go into the asks and you put your own limit order at $190.54. So now you're also willing to sell at the cheapest price. So you're the highest bidder and the cheapest seller. So anyone who wants to sell goes to you, and anyone who wants to buy goes to you. There's no reason for anyone to go to anyone else. You're the market maker in this situation. And yet you're only offering a price of 190.01 when you buy, and when you sell, you're offering a price of 190.54. Okay. So you're still getting a bid ask spread of 53 cents. You see, right now the bid ask spread right now is 55 cents. But when you enter the game and you offer a penny more on the bid and a penny more on the ask, a penny less on the ask, you close the spread, you tighten the spread, but you are able to profit 53 cents per transaction. Okay. So this is how you basically get a penthouse in New York City. You offer a better bid ask spread, and then all the transactions go through you, and you profit that 53 cents every single time someone sells and every time someone buys. Okay. I'm not gonna just keep going over this point because I've said everything that needs to be said. You can review what I just said, but let's go to the next point. So let's look at two stocks that are trading right now. I just screenshotted these on Webull. Okay, you can see right here the order book down here. You can see the bid ask spread for Meta right now. The bid is 66.1 and the ask is 667. So right now, if I were to buy a share of Meta, I would pay 667. And if I sell it 1 minute later, I would receive 661. So I would lose $6 if I buy a share of Meta and I sell it in 1 minute. I lose $6. That's because the market is kind of illiquid right now because it's after hours, but still, this bid ask spread always exists. For Bitcoin, it's way more extreme. If you look at the bid ask spread right there, I could buy a share right now for 89,188, and I can sell it in 1 second later, and I would lose 1,800 right there. I would lose $1,800 in 1 second if I bought, like if I buy one Bitcoin and I sell it, I automatically lose 1,800. So anyone who says, "Oh, I day trade and I sell and buy multiple times," throughout the day, they're paying a bid ask spread, so it's kind of not believable if they're claiming that. Um, but there's a lot more to it. I don't know everything obviously about it, but yeah, that's the video for today. Please like it. Yeah, thank you.